Give me the next few minutes and I'll give you 14 years of wholesaling advice. My first year in this business, I did over 50 deals and more than $1.2 million in profit with my team, working with real estate agents and without spending a single dollar on marketing. Now, since then, my team and I, we've helped over 6,000 students start the same exact way. And the whole thing turns on one fact most people have backwards. The deals are sitting right there on the MLS in plain sight, and you can start finding them this week for free. Let me show you how. Lesson 1. The deals are on the MLS, and that one fact changes everything. Almost everyone else in this space teaches off market. Direct mail, drawing for dollars, paid ads, the whole expensive circus that can run you $5,000 or $10,000 per deal before you ever close one. Now, two of my students, Adam and Luke, were doing exactly that. They were burning $5,000 to $10,000 per deal on paid marketing. Then they switched to the MLS. Now they spend zero to find deals, and they close 3 to 5 a month. Now, somewhere around 9 in 10 homes in this country sell through an agent on the MLS. And that's the blue ocean, and it's hiding in plain sight. So forget the myth that there are no deals on the MLS. That is exactly where the deals are. And it's the entire reason you don't have to spend a dollar on marketing to get a deal. Lesson 2, it's not a lead problem, it's an offer problem. Watch what happens to most beginners. They get obsessed with more leads, they buy lists, they chase traffic, they tell themselves the lead flow is the bottleneck, and months go by and they haven't closed anything. So why are they stuck? It's because they're not frickin' sending enough written offers. Now, inside my program, I break this down to a science on a weekly KPI call, and the ratio holds up over and over. Roughly 10 to 15 written offers will get you one deal. One written offer a day is 30 a month, and 30 offers is 2 deals. So stop hunting for leads and start counting your offers. Now, lesson 3, for anyone brand new, wholesaling is simple. You put a distressed house under contract, and then you assign that contract to a cash buyer for a fee. Now, those fees, they commonly run a few thousand, all the way up to a couple $100,000. But with most deals we go after, it's usually around the $10,000 to $30,000 range. Now, you never actually buy the house, no money of your own, and no credit needed. And fixing and flipping, that's the other path. Bigger gross profit, and the average flip in this country grosses north of $60,000, but it carries more risk, more time, and capital on the line. So wholesaling is the type of flipping that you can get started with nothing. So that's exactly why we start there. Now, lesson 4, get on market access for free. The best move is to get access to the MLS itself. If you're not a licensed agent, you work with one, and we have scripts that make that an easy task. And even in some states, there's something called assistant access for unlicensed people that will walk you through. And if all of that feels like too much on day one, you can actually get started for free on Redfin, Zillow, or Realtor.com, which cover basically every market in this country. No marketing spend ever. This is the same zero marketing path I started on and still the fastest way in. Now, lesson 5, finding and filtering for distressed motivated listings. The number one method I teach is speed. You immediately hit the brand new listings the day they land because speed to lead wins. And I'll show you in a second how brutal that number is. We call it the day zero method. From there, you stack more angles. Old listings that have sat for 60 or 90 days because something's actually going on with it. A difficult seller, a divorce, a deal that fell out of escrow maybe a few times. Then there's price reductions because a price cut is a motivation signal. Then we got back on market properties where some newbie locked it up and couldn't perform, and now it's yours to grab. And then there's even the play where you take a 2-bed, 1-bath house and you run the numbers and see if it can work as a 3-bed, 2-bath for the right buyer. Now, the highest leverage one, it's coming soon listings, where you call the agent before the property actually hits the market and you try to lock it up first. One of our students closed over a $100,000 plus wholesale fee from a single coming soon listing. Now, on top of all of that, we search a specific bucket of distressed keywords that I've refined over the years, and it's the exact words that surface the deals everyone else scrolls right past. Now, quick thing, because everything I'm walking you through is exactly what we coach inside Real Estate Skills. And the whole point of this is so you can actually get started wholesaling this week without spending a cent on marketing. Now, one of my students, Tyler, he had burned over $40,000 in marketing, 18 months on different programs before he found us and started working with us. Then within 3 weeks of working together, he wholesaled his very first deal with $0 spend marketing. So if you want my full breakdown for free, it's actually linked in the description down below on exactly how to do this from the MLS. Check it out, then come right back because the next part is where the money actually gets made. Now, lesson 6, build your buyer's list before you ever have a deal. Most people have this backwards. They lock up a house, then panic and go hunting for someone to buy it. You have to flip the order. You find 3 to 5 real active cash buyers in your market first, And the way that we do this is simple. You actually reverse engineer the We Buy Houses cash marketers in your area, and they're the ones spending money to find motivated sellers. So you go to their websites as if you were a seller and you find out exactly who is buying and what they want. Once you know exactly what your buyers want, you go put those deals under contract. And when 5 buyers all want the same deal, you let them compete and push your wholesale fee even higher. Now, lesson 7, get your proof of funds. It's your golden ticket, and you do not need cash in the bank to actually get one. Now, a proof of funds, it's a document that shows you can cover the purchase price of this property. And you can get one for free from a legit hard money lender or from the legit proof of funds relationships we share with our students. Now, without a proof of funds, you are not taken seriously at all. And with it, the moment you make an offer, you're actually a real investor who can close. Now, lesson 8, it's the heart of the whole thing. It's the 2-call closing framework. Now, call 1, it's the discovery call. You're not pitching a price, you're building rapport with the listing agent, and you're pulling out everything you need to price the deal right. You're getting the repairs, the seller's real motivation, how many offers are already on the table, and where you would need to come in at to actually win this offer. And this is the move that puts the agent on your side. You actually offer to let them represent you as your buyer's agent too, so they make twice as much commission on the same deal. Now, the second that is on the table, the intel starts flowing because now the more they tell you, the more money they make. Now, call 2 is the close call. You come back with your price, backed by your analysis, and you negotiate to a yes. Now, the exact discovery questions and the dual commission ask, word for word, these are just some of the scripts for every situation that we hand our students. Lesson 9, know your frickin' numbers and analyze the deal backwards. This is where most beginners mess it up. They see the asking price and they start there, moving up or down by feel. And that's the wrong direction. You gotta start from the end. You estimate the after repair value, you estimate the repair costs, and you work backwards to a maximum allowable offer that protects your spread and leaves room for your fee. And there's a percentage of that after repair value that sets your ceiling, and the exact percentage and the inputs plug straight into your deal calculator, so you're never ever guessing. Now, remember that intel you pulled on call 1? That is your edge. If the agent told you about a cracked slab that nobody else knows, you build that in. If a bathroom was already renovated, you can actually offer a few $1,000s higher than your competition and still be safe. You have to out-analyze everyone because you out-ask them when talking to the agent. It's how the pros do it. Now, lesson 10, submit clean, professional offer terms. Your offer has to read like a real buyer wrote it, not a wholesaler. That means tight professional terms and none of the sloppy language or junk contingencies that will get you ignored. Now, we give all of our students a clean offer template, and this keeps you from screaming that you're a wholesaler, so agents actually take you seriously. You send the terms, the agent writes up the local contract, you sign it, and now it's a written offer. Then they get the seller to sign it, and now it's actually under a contract. And a signed written offer is your #1 metric in this business. Track it like your income depends on it, because it does. Now, lesson 11, the second you put the property under contract, you move. Your timelines are already ticking, so you email, call, and text your 3 to 5 cash buyers as soon as possible, literally minutes after you get under contract. We give our students the exact email templates we use to send a deal out, so a buyer can actually say yes in minutes. You agree on the price, you sign the contract, or you double close through a transactional lender, which is also completely legal, and then you collect your check. Now, the goal on a wholesale deal is always $10,000 or more, so start there and then refine. Now, lesson 12, this is lower risk than it sounds. Your safety net is the inspection contingency. That contingency window lets you walk if the deal is not what you thought, which is what makes this actually no money down and no risk when done the right way. And you can actually run a wholesale business part-time, 10 to 15 hours a week, and scale it later on by hiring an acquisitions associate once you have the process down. And one caveat, I'll always give it to you straight, it's that wholesaling is legal across the country, but the licensing and disclosure rules, they vary state by state. Now, we and our students, we're always on top of, but just make sure that you know your state's rules before you get started. And I actually put a guide for every state's wholesaling rules linked in the description, so be sure to grab that. Now, lesson 13, let me knock down some myths that keep people on the sidelines. Wholesaling is dead? It's not. We have students closing deals every single week. You need money, good credit, a license, or years of experience? You do not. Your only homework is to understand the state rules I just covered. You need thousands of leads? Nope, you already covered on the MLS. There's 1.5 million active houses for sale right now. You just need to send offers. You have to cold call all day? You do not. And when you call a listing agent about their own listing, that is a warm and hot phone call they want to pick up. What about the market being competitive? It's not. And on market, it's wide open. What about off market always having bigger spreads? Not when on market, costs you absolutely nothing to find these deals. So you can start this week from the MLS without spending a single dollar on the marketing. And if you want this full playbook, I put it in the description down below, how to make $10,000 to $100,000 a month pretty darn consistently wholesaling and flipping houses from the MLS. It's linked down there, so just go check it out. And if you're tired of trying to figure out this alone and want a proven system like real support, such as unlimited deal reviews and a team that's invested in helping you get all of your deals across the finish line, well, that's exactly why I created the Pro Wholesaler VIP program. And the link is right there in the description too. Definitely check it out. Now, if you got any questions, drop them in the comments. I read and I respond to every single one of them. So I'll see you in the next one. It's Alex Martinez with Real Estate Skills.